Today on City Wrestling Radio, WWE acquired by Endeavour. We'll take a look at what's going behind the purchase, or shall I say the merger, of both UFC and WWE. We'll also go over both nights of Wrestlemania and where does WWE go from here? They're merging with UFC. WrestleMania is over. Cody's story is continuing. Well, we're going to take a look at all that and more today on City Wrestling Radio.
Give me a hell yeah!
Hello there, and welcome back to another edition of City Wrestling Radio. April 4th, 2023. I'm your host, or shall I say, April 5th, 2023. I'm your host, Korey Smith, being joined by my co-host, the dad you wish you all had, especially this last weekend, because I feel like you would have got some good snacks for WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah, he would have got fed.
Anyways, Mr. Jose Ocegueda, how are you today?
I'm doing very well. How's everybody there in internet land doing? How are you doing, Mr. Smith?
I'm doing well. You know, we took a couple days off. We took a couple days off for WrestleMania. We wanted to enjoy the show, enjoy the spectacle, enjoy Cody's title win. And then what fucking happens? The company gets sold. Cody loses, and Brock's just an abusive, drunken uncle that, you know, you stared at his girl too long, and I don't know. It's all to hell. We should have did some shows, but we're here. And we're going to go through all that, and there's just so much to get into. So
load to carry. Whew.
So, well, how are you? Since we last saw you, before we get into it, how are you, Jose?
Exhausted.
Yes.
How many days of wrestling have we had? I want to say it's been nonstop since January.
One too many.
Felt like January. We've had 4 days of straight WWE madness.
SmackDown, Stand and Deliver. You mean even Stand and Deliver was like 9 a.m. on.
Yeah, it's been insane.
So, yeah, no, it's been pretty crazy. I mean, all in all, I mean, great shows, but we're going to get into that. But before we do,
for the most
part,
I think great shows.
Yeah, we need to get into the pressing topic at hand.
First and foremost,
and I'm sure you've heard of it. WWE has been acquired by Endeavour. I don't know if it's Endeavour Entertainment, Endeavour Media Group, whatever, Endeavour Mart, whatever they go by.
Space Shuttle. Oh, sorry.
But it could be. You never know. It could be associated somehow. But I have shown, to my knowledge, I don't know. But what I do know is on Monday, it was announced that WWE reached an agreement with Endeavour, the parent company of UFC, to merge the two companies 3 months. This comes 3 months after Vince McMahon's return to the company, which, you know, he said was just to assist in the sale, Jose.
Sure.
But just hours before the second night of WrestleMania 39 in Los Angeles, Alex Sherman of CNBC broke the news, which was later confirmed by an SEC reporting Monday morning. And as the deal concluded on late Sunday night, which, I mean, literally, I saw it come in the second I work in news, and the second I got into work, you know, I saw it pop up at like 4:50 in the morning. Not even that. So it was pretty apparent that this was happening, and it was pretty even the day before with I think it was a Wall Street Journal article that was posted.
Yeah.
But after the initial proposal to merge the companies into a publicly traded spin-off corporations, there are multiple barriers they have to overcome, but before the agreement can be finalized, Endeavour will retain 51% ownership, while WWE shareholders will be the remaining 49% owners of this new company that will house both the WWE and UFC.
Yeah, and Vince has a big chunk of that 49%, right?
I believe it's like 13% of that 49%. Don't quote me on that exact number, but that's what I thought I heard. It was either right around there. 13-14%. The new company's name remains to be unknown, but it will operate under the ticker symbol TKO.
Oh,
so
sure.
I mean, I feel Kevin Owens should have to be involved with it somehow at this point.
Yeah.
But if the regulatory obstacles will be resolved, all the stock agreements will be completed by the later half of the year. So, Jose, what were your first thoughts on this sale when you first heard it?
I first heard it, I was like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
I don't want to be tied down with UFC. I don't want to be related with them. I think it's more of an advantage to them than it is to WWE.
Yeah.
Financially for Vince, it must be something lucrative for him to accept the offer. You know, he's been shopping around WWE for a very long time, so I'm sure this paid off for him. Now, is he thinking about the fans in the deal? Probably not.
No, that was very apparent on Monday Night Raw,
Mhm.
but no, I mean this is a move, and like I said, it's not a purchase of WWE. They didn't go straight out and buy it because WWE wasn't sold. This
Mhm.
is a merging of the two companies, and
Merge.
they are going to spin off and create a company. But it's was it Ari Emanuel who will be the head of the company with Dana White and Vince McMahon both heavily involved, who are both like I want to say very controversial, or shall I say, I mean controversial figureheads of both companies.
Yeah,
You know,
there's video evidence of some of that controversy.
I mean, you got Vince McMahon and his non-disclosure agreements. You got Dana White, with the incident with his wife. Um, I just pray that slap boxing doesn't make it into a WWE ring.
Oh, it's going to be there.
Yeah. And I don't see a whole lot of crossover potential.
No, I
Like,
mean, it's
not,
only one way.
I mean, it only, how can I say this?
Okay, for me, while you gather your thoughts, it only works for UFC invading WWE. It only works that way. It doesn't work. It doesn't translate the other way around because you have sports entertainment going into the realm of real live, combat sports.
Sports, yeah.
Let's talk about one CM Punk who actually couldn't make that transition. Okay, sure, Brock Lesnar was, but let's not forget he was originally a combat sports, champ, NCAA champ.
Yeah.
If you bring Conor McGregor over to WWE, fucking gold, right?
Yeah.
Characters there. The transition to WWE is somewhat, plausible, but you can't take a Miz and plop him down into UFC unless he does something like announcing, which is lame
Although,
for WWE.
that does intrigue me. The sound of the Miz in UFC.
Sure, but it doesn't. Who benefits from that? Mostly
Oh,
UFC
just me.
and the Miz.
Yeah. But like I said, like this, even with the fan base, you don't even think just yeah. I mean, you're speaking to the superstar or the wrestlers and the fighters, but I mean more of the fan base because the fan base, let alone, I personally, I'm not an MMA fan, and I can't say that
I
every
used to be.
wrestling fan. Yeah,
I used to be
not
really
every
into it,
wrestling
but
fan is.
yeah.
A lot of people
Same thing,
watch
vice
wrestling.
versa. Same thing, vice versa.
Exactly. I think there are a lot of people that do watch UFC that probably wouldn't even think about watching wrestling
There's
or
some
haven't.
overlap. There's definitely some overlap.
But see, there is overlap on both sides, but I don't see too much.
Mhm.
So, but recent reports suggest that the agreement was reached rapidly, with the terms being finalized in the past few weeks. Everything concluded on Sunday. Ari Emanuel, who did you know the show Entourage was based off him?
What? Who is he?
That-
Ari?
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow.
Apparently, he is Ari in
Huh.
Entourage, according to a source of mine. But that's what I think. That's what I heard.
Huh.
When I heard that, I was like, "Oh, that makes sense." But anyways,
That was cool.
Ari Emanuel, who was at WrestleMania on Sunday, will be the CEO of both Endeavour and the new established company. Patrick Whitesell will be continue to serve as executive chairman of Endeavour, and Mark Shapiro remain its president and president of the new company as well. Vince McMahon will serve as the executive chairman on the new company, where Nick Khan will be the president of WWE, and Dana White will be remaining as the president of UFC. And let's not forget that in this CNBC interview that I'm sure everybody saw, but it was only focused on one thin line of hair in between Vince McMahon's nose and upper lip.
Gross.
They said, Ari Emanuel said, Vince always will have the final say. Nothing will happen on the shows if Vince McMahon doesn't give the okay. And
Crap.
and to me that just seems like, okay, like he said something about like, oh, intellectual property, and Vince needs to finish his story. I'm like, really? Vince needs to finish his story. Isn't Vince story's isn't it finished?
Yeah, it
Like,
wasn't
I don't
finished a
know.
while ago, 6 months ago.
But now plans for the new WWE operations are now beginning to surface. Like I said, Endeavor's president Mark Shapiro ate an interview with Sports Business Journal's John Ornod, stated, we intend to follow the UFC strategy, the combination of Vince McMahon's creative expertise and with Dana White and Ari Emanuel will generate substantial value for the shareholders. Now, that begs the question, what role will Dana White have, or what influence do you think Dana White will have
Yeah, I read somewhere
going
that
forward?
Dana White is more of a marketer, a
Yeah.
promoter, right? That's what I hear. That's what I understand. And they're having Vince, maintain the creative part of WWE. So hopefully everybody, keeps their filthy mitts off the product. But Monday Night Raw.
No, I mean, and we'll talk a little bit about Monday Night Raw in a bit, but yeah, no, it remains to be seen because I don't know, man. This whole situation now, Vince is seemingly back in control,
Hmm.
and I mean Triple H, so, I don't know. It's just like you said, Dad's home,
Yeah.
and this is more and more apparent. It was all kind of a big ruse,
Hmm.
by Vince McMahon,
It was.
which was the perfect word for him because he honestly looks like a 1950s villain, like a black and white film villain, right?
Yeah, he looks like the anti Zorro.
So somebody said to me, there goes, he looks more like Vicente McMahon. I thought that was
Chinta
pretty
man,
funny. I
Chinta
was like,
McMahon. Yeah,
that's pretty good.
yeah,
That's pretty
yeah.
good. So we're gonna get a little bit more into this later, but we want to go sequentially since we're gonna talk about the past couple of days of shows. So we're gonna go rewind it just a little bit, go back a couple days. WrestleMania, night one. What'd you think? What'd you think of night one, Jose?
Night one to me was a success. I had fun. I really enjoyed it. I think we spoke before the show. I had this feeling of anticipation that I haven't had for a WrestleMania in a very long time, and that was very welcome in this day and age. Uh, I mean, I was very optimistic on Friday and Saturday. Very optimistic, and
Yeah.
Saturday turned out very well. I had a lot of fun. Everything was cool.
Sunday turned out to be a show you had on in the background.
Yeah.
But no, WrestleMania night one. I mean, everyone was saying like, oh, like everyone was like juice, like this is the best WrestleMania ever, which apparently it was the most successful, but they're just saying it like with like advertising wise and marketability and
And I'm
profits
sorry,
made.
but you can't
What?
count both days as one in attendance. Nah, that's cheating. That's cheating.
Well, you got that, but you also have the amount of money made at the event. You have probably something to do with all the community outreach that the company did. Like that was very apparent
Mhm,
both nights about like everyone came out. They go, "Oh, this is someone from this neighborhood. This is someone from that neighborhood." Like,
mhm.
fuck. Next time WrestleMania comes to the Bay Area, we better be like City Wrestling, and we get our own belt. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. We're a
Like
community.
we need to start getting donations for something. I don't know. But like I said, WrestleMania night one, great show. We start off with the first match, Austin Theory defeating John Cena via pinfall for the United to retain the United States title. 11 minutes 20 seconds. What did you think of this match, Jose?
Fun match. It was good passing of the torch. There was no way in hell John Cena was going to win, Mr. Part Timer. Even he didn't allude to it, but Austin Theory talked about it. The night last night, Monday night. Fun match. I had fun. There were people in my house party that I threw for WrestleMania that they were like, "Whoa, what the hell?" Casuals. They don't understand the
Yeah.
nuance. What's going on. Yeah, good passing of the
Yeah,
torch. I thought.
to me, like it was a decent, but it was just like a by the book Cena match.
Cena looked a little slow.
Yeah. Okay. Did you see Cena running down to the ring?
Yes.
I was worried for his knees because
Yes.
his knees didn't look very good. He looked like he was trying to not hurt them very much. But
You don't
also,
want to blow a quad jumping into the ring.
that's true. You don't want to do that, especially on night one. No one did that night one.
Yeah.
But and then when he got into the ring, he's wrestling like he had something was going on with his hair where he had to keep moving it, and yeah,
He
I don't know.
ran out of gel before the match.
He needs a new look, man. Like if he's
Yeah.
gonna wrestle, the jorts, they're just not doing it anymore, dude.
Yeah. At least he's owning the bald spot, right?
Like he's just getting older and he just doesn't look good in anything like in any of these like the t-shirt and jorts,
I like the
the
t-shirt.
jorts.
The G.I.
Well,
Joe
sh-
homage.
oh no, the t-shirt design is cool. Don't
Okay.
get me wrong,
Mhm.
but I think him in this gear wrestling with the armbands,
Reeks
the hat,
2001.
it reeks 2001, and the older he gets,
Hmm.
the less prestigious he
The-
looks in
the-
this gear.
it looks like he's wearing like I often when searching for sneakers try to avoid dad shoes.
Yeah.
He's starting to wear dad shoes, dad
What?
jeans, and dad shoes and dad t-shirts. Yeah.
So other than that, it was a decent match. But then we had the Street Profits defeating Braun Strowman and Ricochet, Alpha Academy, and the Viking Raiders in 8 minutes and 30 seconds. And holy crap, this match over delivered. I mean, you had multiple spots. You had Chad Gable giving Braun a rolling German suplex, Braun coming off the top rope at one point. Eric and Ivar, they were there along with Valhalla.
Mhm.
But good match. And also Dawkins knocking down Strowman while doing while he was going for the Strowman Express,
Yeah.
which I thought was a fucking incredible spot.
Really good spot.
But what'd you think?
Fun match. I mean, predictions aside, I didn't predict that Street Profits were gonna engage this way.
Yeah,
I thought they were.
we both wanted them to win. We
We
both
both
said we
did,
wanted
yeah.
it.
But
Yeah.
we kind of thought. Oh, I kind of thought that they were going to deal with that whole splitting up tease that they've been doing for months and months and months.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
glad
yeah.
that they're a solid team. I'm glad that they got put over. I'm glad that Dawkins is now being sold as the beast. At one point, all the big beast of every team, every team, was in the middle of the ring. Dawkins
Dawkins
is
was the
now,
small one.
yeah, he was the small one, but he came out the beastliest.
He did. He did. Yeah, no, they're looking really good in this match. And I mean, I hope they get some sort of title shot going forward against Sami Zayn. But I mean, I can see the Street Profits turning heel, not just a team split, but I could see them turning heel
Yeah,
and
and I'm all
going
for
after
that.
Zayn
Yeah.
and Zayn and
Mhm.
KO.
Mhm.
Seth freaking Rollins defeating Logan Paul with KSI. What? KSI was there?
Mhm.
Who
He
the
knew
fuck is
somebody was there.
Who's KSI? Is he like a social media guy?
He's yeah, social media guy,
Oh,
Instagram guy. Yeah.
cool. Decent match. Seth Rollins comes out with a pink Jeff Jarrett like top from 1993, which
Mhm.
I liked, but he took off immediately. My girlfriend hated it.
Yeah, it's very 90s.
At one point, what is it? Logan Paul went for the diving clothesline off the top rope into the table, and then Seth Rollins pulled KSI, who was wearing the Prime Energy padded
Yeah,
mascot outfit.
of course
That
he
thing,
was.
that thing was padded more than a drag queen. Like, just saying. Like, I was like, there's a reason he wore that.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
Any thoughts on this match?
It was entertainment. It was a spectacle, as they were calling it. That was the theme of the weekend, right? This is spectacle
Apparently, Logan Paul re-signed some new deal though. I
with
heard
WWE.
heading into WrestleMania.
Oh, okay. Well, he's like I keep saying, he's such a douchebag. He fits the heel role perfectly.
Yeah. Well, if McMahon's back, he'll be a face in no time. Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch defeating Damage Control. Six women tag match, 14 minutes, 40 seconds. It was a match.
It was a match. I had some friends popping at the older
Trish.
generation. They came back. Oh, I remember Trish. She's fighting. Oh, Lita's popping. What are you talking about? She has a title. I hate explaining stuff to people sometimes.
There was a point. There was a point when I was right there with you, but yeah, Trish Stratus comes out in like they said gear inspired from when they were there last time in Hollywood, like 10, 15 years. Was it 15 years ago, 20 years ago? I don't know.
Yeah, no, that the G string needs to.
That was Lita. Oh,
Oh,
that
yeah,
Lita.
you're right.
Yeah, yeah.
But still, you know
But
the
yeah, Lita's another one. Like I don't get like I get why they're trying to like oh this is our image, but at the same time it's like
there's nothing wrong with
the
aging
older you
gracefully.
get, yeah, the older you get, like the older I get, I wear like more button up shirts, you know what I mean, to work because I know like my jeans sagging and like I still do that
Yeah,
anyways.
I stopped sagging a long time ago. I mean, every
Well,
once in a while, I catch
I
you
don't
picking
even
them up,
try
but
to. I have a larger than
it's
normal
a natural
stomach.
sag.
It's a
Yeah.
natural sag, yeah. Rey Mysterio defeating Dominic Mysterio in what I thought was a fucking great match in 14 minutes and 55 seconds. What do you think of this match, Jose?
Chef's kiss. I love this match.
Yeah. I mean, the entrances were really good too because you had Dominic Mysterio doing the whole prison entrance with the rent-a-cops.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
That was great.
then you had Rey Mysterio. Oh, and also
Well,
Dominic was wearing a cool purple Rey Mysterio
I hope he
mask.
keeps it, man. I hope they do like a Doctor Doom angle where he gets like cut something on his face, and he's like, "Oh, I'm scarred for life. I have to wear the mask now."
Where I thought like it would have been a cool angle if Dominic Mysterio would have won, ripped the mask off of Ray, where Ray like covers his face,
Mhm.
and then he puts his purple mask back on. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Kind of signifying like I'm stealing this mask from you. You're
Mhm.
not handing me anything.
Yeah.
I make my own destiny. But uh
But
one thing
also, just to play both sides. As much as I would like Dom to steal the mask and rock the mask forever, he's a good-looking kid, and
it's
he
true.
has good facial expression. So you're kind of muting that if you do that.
Yeah. Um I mean, this was a great match. Like I said, also Rey Mysterio coming out to Eddie Guerrero's theme song, which I popped big for
Oh,
that,
in the
man.
lowrider.
He came out to like 3 theme songs.
Yeah.
Like he came out to like Snoop Dogg's theme, Eddie Guerrero, and then his own theme. And
Mhm.
then and then to heighten the drama, the match was fucking sponsored by Cinnamon Toast Crunch with a giant Cinnamon Toast Crunch Lucha Libre guy.
Oh, dude, I panicked when I saw that guy. Oh no, who is it? Oh
It
no,
was nobody.
there's
I thought the
nobody.
same thing. It was
Mhm.
nobody, but like I thought the same thing, and I'm like, what? And like the entire around the ring was like cinnamon toast crunch inspired
Mhm.
like graphics, and I'm just like, yeah, this is really what this match needs. This match full of drama between father and son to be sponsored by cinnamon toast crunch.
You know how many breakfasts I ate without you, Dad?
Maybe that's it. Maybe Dominic reached out. He goes, all I had was cinnamon toast crunch when I was a kid. I never had you, Dad.
Yeah, that was it.
So and I thought it was really funny because, wrestling, when you see wrestling get to somebody and really draw somebody in, it's really good. And
Mhm.
this match, like, drew my girlfriend in.
Mm.
Like she started watching the replays and she's like, I don't like this punk ass kid. Like you shouldn't be talking to your mom like that. You shouldn't be talking to your dad like that. That's not cool. And then Ray walks back down and he hits him. And then she's just like, yeah. And then she just loved when like he took the belt off and he started spanking him.
Oh, that was awesome, yeah.
And it was great just to see somebody just drawn in like that.
Mhm. No, the casuals around me, they were loving it. They were eating it all up, every moment of that.
Even at one point, Dominic threw the drink in his sister's face.
She got a
Yeah.
mouthful too.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. No, no. I thought you
You
had to
thought I
like,
froze?
yeah, I thought you froze for a second.
I froze
There
because
was
I
a,
was scared.
okay. So that match was great. So next up, another great fucking match. Rhea Ripley defeated Charlotte Flair to win the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship in 23 minutes and 35 seconds. I mean, Jesus Christ, these two women went at it.
Have you ever seen Rocky 4?
No.
Rocky 4, Rocky goes to Russia versus Ivan Drago. So he's chasing the title. He's defending the title, right? So Rocky is the hated American going into this match. Later on, the fans cheer for Rocky, the
Yeah.
foreigner. heel, so to speak, to the Russian crowd. I kind of felt the same type of vibes in this match where Rhea Ripley came in as the heel, but turned people to her side and rooted for her to win.
Yeah, and I mean, she was the only member of Judgment Day to come out successful at WrestleMania.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I think this could be a total face turn for Rhea Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
She's held championship gold before. I mean, she's I think the first woman to hold the NXT UK, the NXT, the Raw, and the SmackDown women's titles. She
Whoa.
just needs, yeah, I think she just needs to win the tag titles, and she's got the whole
Shabang.
trifecta. So, and then after this, Snoop Dogg courses The Miz into a match with Pat McAfee, where Jeff Kittle helps him for some reason.
San Francisco's very own.
Okay, like
The Brotherhood of Football coming to defend each other.
the Ball Boys, yeah.
I love George Kittle. I love his association with Penta Jr. I love that he does the during the games. Totally entertained by this. Again, the casuals ate it up at the house. WrestleMania is definitely the one event that attracts the nostalgia of people that were younger wrestling fans. So
Yeah.
they'll oh yeah, I want to watch Mania. This definitely gave a sense of satisfaction to a bunch of, the 49er marks in my house.
Yes, absolutely. And like I said, it was like a 3-minute and 40-second match, so nothing
Which is
to it.
fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
You could do
because
3 minutes like that, yeah.
the next up, the main event of night one, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defeating the Usos to win the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships in 24 minutes and 15 seconds. I mean, fuck, this match was incredible from start to finish because, I mean, like, this is how it should have went.
Mhm.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn should have won the tag titles.
Mhm.
And I think at this point, it's just like, yeah, like that made sense. That move made sense to have Sami Zayn lose in Montreal in the elimination chamber. Was the elimination chamber, right? Yeah.
Was it?
And
Yeah.
then come here and join Kevin Owens to defeat the Usos of all people to win the tag titles. I thought it was a great match. What do you think?
We were heavily involved emotionally. We
Yeah.
were involved with the story. Everything was believable. Everything was logical for once.
Sami Zayn kicking out of the 1D for the first time.
Awesome. The emotional 3 haluva kicks. This match drew all of us in. Hook, line, sinker. I loved every bit of it. The whole storyline was great. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens could lose the titles tomorrow, and I wouldn't care.
Yeah, absolutely. Because honestly, now I'm like, okay, where do you go?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, like, cool. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are tag champions. Where do you go from here? And it was kind of cool seeing them on Good Morning America on Monday morning.
Yeah. I'd be totally fine if they lost the titles tomorrow and they went after their own individual titles.
And like, this is the first time the tag titles have headlined a night of WrestleMania, and the first time somebody who is of the Muslim faith headlined at WrestleMania.
Very cool.
Sami Zayn. So that's pretty cool. And like, I think after that night, I mean, everyone's juices were pumping, whatever juices those were, whether you're drinking juice, pumping iron, whatever, drinking coffee. Everyone's excited for night 2. So it was just kind of like counting down the hours until night 2. And everyone was just like,
yes,
let's do this. And it was just like this big night feel. And like, I was just like ready for it. I wanted to throw on, I had my American Nightmare shirt on. I was ready for this.
Yeah.
And then, anyways.
Well, I mean, let's move on to day 2, right? So right off the bat, I think we may have predicted this. I don't remember 100% if we did or didn't, but we wanted this match to open up the show. That's Brock Lesnar versus Almost. What a way to begin the night.
It was exactly like they opened the night before. Big star. Like they want to hear somebody's theme, somebody's big theme. Like they want to hear Brock's theme to open the show or Cena's theme to open the show,
Yeah.
So it was kind of like the same deal, but this time it was versus Omos, which is like, okay. And at 4 minutes and 55 seconds, and it was kind of a nothing match.
It was totally nothing. It could have been done on Raw. It could have been done on SmackDown. It could have been done on the weekend on the internet.
No. And it was pretty clunky too. I'll say so myself because I
Mhm.
don't remember a whole lot from it.
Just the first opening toss, right? And maybe a
Yeah,
suplex
yeah,
or
yeah. Where
2?
he tossed Omos, right?
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
where
that's.
Omos tossed
Oh,
Brock,
okay, Brock. That's right.
and then the suplexes, of course.
And then we move on to another. Well, I don't want to say nothing happening match, but Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey
I'm
in their.
confused. What
Yeah.
happened? What happened?
What do you mean?
I have no idea what happened. I have no idea why this went down the way it did. I have no idea why Shayna Baszler lost a shoe. I have no idea how they won after maybe being involved in a match for 30 seconds total. I don't get it.
Well, it's Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey. I mean, and
I get that.
Ronda's dealing with a broken arm at this moment. So it's like I remember close to nothing of this match.
Yeah.
Like most I remember is Ronda and Shayna's Ken and Ryu inspired gear. You know,
I remember. What do I remember? Raquel Rodriguez throwing Liv Morgan outside. Did she do that? She did that, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, Raquel and Liv, they look good. Natalia came out with some with a helmet with cat ears on it.
Mm,
Cool.
mm-hmm.
Chelsea Green, yeah, Chelsea Green and
Shotzi,
Sonya Deville there.
Shotzi looks great. I love her. I love what she does. I don't love the idea of tagging her with
Natalia.
Natalia, but then again, you know me and my relationship with Natalia.
Natalia is just back there. She's ready to tag with anybody.
Yes.
Like she is just
Mhm.
back there, like, who wants to go? I'm
Mhm.
ready to be a tag team partner. I need a match.
Yeah. Oh shit,
And
NXT? Okay, well fuck it.
fuck it, I'll do it.
Mhm.
But it was really cool to see Shotzi, somebody who has helped out our podcast in the past,
Mhm.
be
The,
at
the
this
beginning
level
stages,
at the
beginning
very
stage.
beginning
Yeah.
stages when she was wrestling at APW, helping us out with some bumpers and seeing her at WrestleMania was kind of like, yeah, that's really cool. Like you see Hobbs win the TNT title, Shotzi's at WrestleMania. It's
If
just
they
like,
can make it, we can too.
just got to put in 15, 20 years of this shit.
We're a quarter of the way there.
Yeah, we're almost there. So next up was what I think was probably, well, no, I don't want to say match of the night because Snoop Dogg wrestled later, but Gunther defeated Sheamus and Drew McIntyre via pinfall in a triple threat match, 16 minutes and 40 seconds to retain the Intercontinental title. I mean, I didn't see this going down the way it did, and the way it did go down, I should have thought because I had this whole plan for after WrestleMania, and it involved Gunther, and I should have known the second Gunther won, Cody wasn't going to win. That's just my thoughts. What did you think of this match?
I thought this match was incredible. I wasn't a fan of this whole program to begin with.
Yeah.
But it grew on me, and this was a great finish to a great program. I hope it's done. I hope Gunther goes elsewhere. I hope Sheamus and McIntyre take a break and maybe figure it out.
Well, I think they was it Sheamus, I think, or Drew McIntyre posted afterwards, and it was both of them like after the match, and they were both like exhausted, just like exhausted on the stairs, and it was like pints on me. So
All
it's like it's more of this like we're friends, but we're gonna fight type
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
So I like that. That's pretty cool.
It was a fun match. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah. Next up, Bianca Belair retained her Raw Women's Championship. She had probably one of the everyone is boasting about her entrance, which involved I almost said Harlem, the Compton girls dance group. I can't remember what they're called. The Compton Queens, I believe they might have been called.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Something like that. And one interesting tidbit about this
I
is,
heard about this, I think.
is that the little girl who did the main dance in the center of the dance, I guess her mother died the night before
Yeah.
WrestleMania, and she didn't want to miss an opportunity like this.
Mhm.
And you could not even tell, like that
No.
girl was just
Pro.
she had a smile on her, and she could have just been forcing things down. Just she might have just needed that, like you know what I mean,
Yeah,
like
you need a little
distraction
relief from the yeah.
relief and distraction,
Yeah.
so Best wishes to her and her family because
Yes.
anybody losing a parent or let alone any family member, especially at that age, is
Mhm.
I can't even imagine.
I
So,
don't wanna imagine. Yeah,
no.
it's
And you're a parent, so yeah, you don't. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But the match, however, like I said, I mean, I saw Asuka losing this match. I think a lot of people did,
Yeah, I
but
didn't. Damn it. I wanted a Bianca Belair reboot.
well, 3 years in a row at WrestleMania, and she's won all three matches.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The
I
new
kinda want
streak.
maybe it's just me, I don't know, do you think that the whole shtick is getting a little bit, like,
The
where's it
EST.
go where yeah, well, yeah, the EST, I thought, dude, if Asuka had cut her hair off, that would've been amazing. That would've been the reboot on its own.
That
No.
would have drawn. I mean, that would have drawn so. And people love Oscar. That would have drawn so much heat
Mhm,
if she would have cut Bianca's hair. Like Bianca's got long hair. How long has that
mhm.
taken her to grow? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Unless
no,
Bianca
there's
was
pictures of no
no hair,
hair.
Bianca.
Yeah, well,
Okay,
she has hair,
maybe
but
cut a little bit of it. Cut like an inch off. You know,
yeah.
and like
But yeah,
used
no,
to
that whole ponytail is a gimmick. I'm not saying go bald. I'm not saying that. I'm saying go to like a,
full shaven, flat top. No, I don't know.
flat top.
Um, but anyways, good match. Next up, we had an interesting moment where another instance where Snoop Dogg tried to force the Miz into a match. And out comes Shane McMahon,
Hmm.
who returned to WrestleMania, who looked a little winded coming out to the ring. And
Mhm.
I don't want to say the jersey was a little tight on him, but
Yeah. And he was a little confused too, lacking practice, didn't know where to go. Oh, wait, I have to go into the corner.
so he comes out. There was a situation where he did a leapfrog over the Miz, and when he came down on his leg, he immediately fell down to the mat. Miz kind of looked over him. The ref kind of backed him off, and at that point, I don't know if this is true, but it seems that they told Snoop Dogg, "You have to have a match right fucking now."
Mhm.
And Snoop Dogg got in there, knocked Miz down, hit the weakest people's elbow
Yeah,
in history of people's
yeah, yeah.
elbows, and that involves like any parody of the people's elbow that anyone else has done.
Mhm. When he
Um,
when he came off the rope, man, whew.
when he went, well, he like barely hit the rope.
Yeah.
He was running a little slower than John Cena was,
Well, he didn't wanna blow a
and
quad.
yeah, well, that's what it was. Apparently, Shane McMahon blew a quad or tore a quad or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah, yeah.
like
I
father,
saw
like
this.
son.
Yeah, that, and I saw this as foreshadowing of Monday Night to come.
Well, you saw too when he hit that people's elbow, Miz is on the mat. He goes, "Pin me,"
Yeah,
and Snoop Dogg gets down and they pin him.
yeah.
So,
Good job,
uh,
Ring Generals. Good job, Snoop, for
good job,
being
Snoop.
ready
Yeah,
to improvise.
yeah,
Those punches look great.
yeah. You know, I mean, he's probably thrown one or two in his heyday.
Yeah, I'm sure, but to
Sure.
the whole back and nail him the way he did, it's like he's been watching wrestling his whole life.
Yeah. Well, he does have his own custom belt,
He does. He was rocking it all weekend, and
and
he's also his niece or his cousin is also in
I think
the
it's his cousin.
Monet.
Yeah, Money. Next up we have Edge defeating the Demon Finn Balor in a
Did you
Hell in a
see
Cell.
the picture of his head?
What the fuck, man? What the crazy thing about it was is that okay, so when Finn there was a point where Edge threw a ladder at Finn Balor and it hit Balor directly in the head. And honestly, during the match, I saw drips of something coming out, but it looked purple. And I think that was because he had so much purple paint on him that the
Yes,
blood was mixing with the paint
yes,
and
yes.
coming off as purple.
Well,
But
he was black and purple. Yeah,
he was dripping blood everywhere.
Ugh,
And to even at one point where the doctor came out to the ring, shot him up with something, and I believe gave him staples right then and there so
gave
he
him
can
staples right
continue
then
in
and
the
there.
match.
Yeah, yeah.
Later, Finn Balor, you're not going to see it here because I don't want to get kicked off YouTube, but go check out Finn Balor's Instagram because that is a gnarly fucking cut.
Dude, it looked like it was maybe 8 to 10 inches long, and it was deep.
I've seen a cut like that in real life where somebody had to get staples, but
Mhm.
that was when they fell off of they drove a motorcycle over a cliff,
Oh.
you know?
Mhm.
And
Well, he did lean into that ladder. Not saying that it's his fault. It's no one's
oh,
fault. This is totally an accident,
yeah,
but he
definitely.
did lean into it.
But he
Oof.
continued the match, and
Yes, he
they
did.
finished. Edge defeated Finn Balor. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know where Edge goes from here. I don't know. Finn Balor, I mean, can obviously just keep doing the Judgment Day stuff,
I
but
don't like that the demon lost
the
again.
Demon's already lost.
Yeah, I don't like that he lost again.
But well, I mean, if we're gonna go this whole UFC kind of semi-realistic, if we're gonna look at wrestling like, okay, these are real people in the real world just having a
Mhm,
fight, and they're
mhm,
all just like wearing something for intimidation, then
mhm,
sure, whatever. But yeah, if you're going the fucking supernatural route and like Undertaker fucking doink the clown shit, you know what I
mhm,
mean?
mhm.
Like, Demon can't be beaten.
Yeah.
And then the main event, Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, Solo Sikoa defeating Cody Rhodes via pinfall, 34 minutes and 35 seconds. I was pretty close to the ending of the show. I said 8:45, but
Mhm.
holy smokes. So Cody Rhodes lost.
Yes.
And we all have to deal with that emotionally in our own
Mhm.
way. And whatever. I honestly I like Roman as champion. I think he's a fucking great champion, especially now that the company is going to be merging with UFC. It gives I think Roman Reigns has a little bit better marketability right now as a champion at 900 and what 60 something days
Yeah.
than Cody Rhodes would as a brand new champion. While Cody Rhodes would have great marketability
Mhm.
in a couple of months as an ongoing champion, defeating people left and right, Roman Reigns has this legacy already that
Yeah.
he's built. And I think that's a great look for the company.
Yeah.
So
No, they and they swerved us. They got us.
they did.
Gr
Great
Good
match.
job.
Cody Rhodes hitting everything he had. He hit the pedigree to Roman. He hit the Cody cutter multiple times, multiple disaster kicks, crossroads. Solo Sikoa.
Everything he had, and everything his brother had, and everything his daddy had, because he did the old, drop down and yeah,
Atomic.
the jab, jab, jab to the atomic elbow, and then he went down to the gold dust punch, and then he went to the crossroads. Fucking
Yeah.
dope. I loved it.
Solo Sikoa ejected from ringside. The Usos come out. I believe there's a ref bump. Sami Zayn and KO come out to even the odds. That's when Solo Sikoa just comes back in a hoodie because, whatever. And
After 2 or 3 crossroads, right?
yeah,
On the verge of
yeah,
winning, on the verge of
three.
winning.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And he gives him one spike. Roman Reigns gets up, gives him the spear, and wins. Or was it
Hmm.
Superman punch? I can't remember.
I
I
don't
blacked
remember.
out at that point.
Yeah, no, the only thing that bugged me about that finish was that the referee, right after the count of 3, can look up and be like, "Wait a minute, what are you doing here?" Speaking of Solo.
It was one
Restart
spike.
the match.
It was one spike to the throat. Like he's taken everything Roman has had.
Mhm.
You're saying one finisher from Solo Sikoa took out Cody Rhodes.
Well, it was
That's
a
not saying
finisher
much.
plus, uh,
But
spear.
he had a hoodie on. Yeah, that fucking makes it more
Yeah,
devastating.
yeah. No, and the Roman spear, but still, yeah, no, that little sketch, it doesn't have the signature of Paul Levesque. It has the
No.
signature of someone else.
Ah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, no. Vince definitely um him and his mustache
Mm,
have their fingerprints all over this. And I mean, everyone, a
mhm,
lot of people are saying this is just like a typical, like we've seen this match before. We've
mhm,
seen it in multiple WrestleManias, multiple distractions. Somebody gets ejected, then they come back out to the ring.
mhm, mhm.
It is what it is. It was a great match. I can't sit there and say that, but I
No,
didn't
yeah, it
like
was
the
a great
finish.
match, yeah. Yeah,
I
it screams Attitude Era, it screams NWO, it screams, Monday Night Wars.
chicanery is what it screams.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I mean, I went for a couple minutes. I was just, like a fucking bullshit. Cody should have won. Wrong move.
Mhm.
bullshit. I hate everything. And then I was like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna go eat some pizza.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's a good idea to reach 1,000.
yeah. So then, and after okay, so afterwards they did hold a press conference afterwards, and I watched a little bit of it, and Roman was being oddly honest with the crowd, saying that this storyline isn't far from over. We're only in the third inning of this story,
Mhm. That's
you know.
interesting to hear.
So I wonder if we're going to get more honesty from or more of a sports like presentation for this. I mean, I wonder if WWE is going to take that post pay-per-view press conference idea from not from AEW, but from other sports too, but
Mhm.
AEW
Mhm.
has been utilizing it.
Yeah.
Um, it was really cool to see. The one thing that I thought was a little cheesy though was after the show, anyone who won a title at WrestleMania had these shirts that says WrestleMania 2024 champion.
Yeah, that was
And
weird.
it was and they had the towels, they had
Mhm.
the drink cups, and it was just very like World Series marketing type situation.
World Series, NBA Finals. Yeah.
Yes. Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. Which whatever, sure. I mean, if that's what they're gonna do now to make it seem more of a sports presentation, to
Yeah.
make special shirts,
Try
sure,
to
why not?
try to
But
legitimize it, yeah.
till the Cody one comes out, I'm not buying it. No, they can
Nice.
make a Snoop Dogg one,
With the
li-
gold belt.
like hell yeah, I won at WrestleMania.
Not beat the Miz.
Well,
He was in the
Wrestle
Marines 2, 3, 4, 5.
exactly. He's been in some other stuff too, I'm sure. He
Yeah,
was
the
in the
real
Miz and
world.
Mrs. Yeah,
Oh,
the
that's right.
real world. Yeah, we should get Coral to come in one of these days and challenge
Oh,
the
that'd be
Miz.
great. Have her do a run-in.
Yeah. Oh, it's Coral. It's gotta be Coral.
No one knows who that is except the guys at City Wrestling Radio.
Except for the few people who are in their 30s that watch this show, they go, "Oh yeah, I remember that."
Walnut Creek.
Yeah. Next up, well, okay, so WrestleMania is behind us. The acquisition of the company's behind us. Where do we go from here?
Well, let's go to Raw to find out.
And I guess we go to Monday Night Raw, and we're not going to go through the entire show, but just some things I wanted to point out. Um, the issue of whether Triple H's WWE is coming to an end remains to be a topic of discussion, in my opinion. Despite Triple H's opening remarks assuring the fans that WWE would not be changing, he says, "quote The WWE you love is going nowhere." Which I was like,
Mm.
that's kind of ominous, like ominous
Mhm.
of you to say. It's going
Yeah, well,
nowhere.
remember when he told us that we're going to be in charge, that we're the bosses, and they were going to listen to us for once?
I tried to give myself a raise. It would not fucking fly by HR. I don't
I
get
was
it.
trying to get myself free tickets, but it wasn't working.
But despite that, him telling the fans that the company will not be changing, the influence of Vincent Kennedy McMahon was evident throughout the show. This was seen from the booking of angles that were been overused, shortened segments, and just 2 minutes of wrestling in the first 55 minutes of the show. Reports later confirmed that Vince McMahon had complete control of Monday's Raw. Dave Meltzer confirming a PW Insider report from the same night revealed that McMahon was in charge of a significant portion of the program. Meltzer said he was running the TV tonight. He also went on to say he's back. It is what it is. It will be what it was before. And if people think that this is bad, it will be bad. And this is just the way it is.
Jeez. Okay, couple
Big
points.
segments from Dave Meltzer.
Yeah, couple. Go
But
ahead.
oh yeah, no, there's one thing I wanted to say. The
Sure.
big takeaway from that night, it's the Raw after Mania. No debuts from NXT. You have Matt Riddle, who's fucking, he's dealing with some personal shit. But I say, like, you could have had somebody else show up in return. No Jay White, who
That's
obviously
done
that might be
completely.
next. Yeah, that might be next because apparently, according to a lot of reports, he's having no discussion of coming to
Mhm,
WWE.
mhm.
So, I mean, with the way this is going, the way the Raw was, structured, like I said, segments cut short. Seth Rollins, there's video online of Seth Rollins being told during the commercial break that his segment was cut short.
Mhm. It looked like it was cut completely.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He came out to the ring, they sang, and he left.
Mhm.
So
So
the
they were
main
riding the goddamn show half in the middle of the show.
in the middle of the show. That's what it seems like. And the main takeaway of the show was, Cody Rhodes challenging Roman Reigns again. Paul Heyman saying no, but then challenging him to a tag match with Solo. That's when Brock Lesnar comes out, agrees to tag with Cody until later the night when Brock suddenly turns on Cody Rhodes, which we saw kind of going into it. I saw from the second Brock was smiling and hugging him, I was like, this guy's done, man.
Horrible actor.
Yeah.
uh,
What do you
just,
think?
yeah, just the beginning of the show, if foretold what we were in for, when when Triple H is involved, we always have an opening match, not an opening segment. Now, him coming out and thanking the fans and doing all that, that's very familiar. He's done that before. So I lulled me in. The minute that we started with a interview or Roman Reigns coming out to talk, I should have known that somebody's hands were bloody red and the painting was on the wall.
Yeah.
We should have saw it coming. There was no wrestling match to open. We get 45 minutes of nothing. Even in the main event, we get
53.
even in the main event, the entrances. It
A
took
match that didn't
forever.
deliver. They didn't even deliver the main event.
There wasn't
What
even a
main
match.
event?
There wasn't even a match. You're right.
The match before it was the main event, whatever that was.
I don't remember. Yeah. That Seth Rollins segment was sketchy. I like the Bad Bunny stuff though. That stuff was good. But
They
other
had
than
to
that,
do that.
yeah, other than that, there's nothing that I find memorable. And everything was very fun up until now. Like the brakes have been hit on a runaway train that was headed, to the promised land. Now we get crap again.
Yeah. One thing I do also want to point about the show is I want to look this up, but Raw, because you know how there's a cagematch.com or whatever,
Mhm.
where they rate like different wrestling matches and shows. Apparently, WWE Raw this past week drew one of the lowest ratings on
Yeah,
dot com.
if I remember seeing it, I don't know what the number means, but I thought I saw a 0.53.
5.3 is what I saw, and that's voted by the fans, not by
Mhm.
their editors or anything.
Yeah.
So people just rating it, and it just
But you can confirm that if you have it, but
I can't find it. I don't want to look.
Jesus, yeah. Okay, well,
Take too
it was the
long.
lowest rated in a very, very, very long time. My guess is
Yeah,
since the Vince era ended.
yeah, and it sucks. I was really enjoying WWE for a while. Like
Yeah,
really, like I was juiced for every pay-per-view,
mhm.
Elimination Chamber. What was it like? No, Elimination Chamber was the one between Rumble and this. Rumble, you
Rumble was
know,
great, yeah. And we
this,
didn't get that many surprises at Rumble, which we're used to, and you didn't notice. It was
and it
fine.
was still great.
It's
Yeah.
great, yeah.
Now Vince is back, and it's just now we have to think about again, like think about that moral question, like
Yeah,
Vince, like we all know why he got in trouble. We all know why he left.
mhm.
Not because he didn't want to take a vacation. That's not it. The
Mm-mm.
guy fucking left because he was forced out because of sexual misconduct allegations.
Yeah.
Like using hush money. He's pretty much the same thing Trump's being indicted on. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So like it's just to me, it's like we have to remember this again, and then it's just gonna be in our minds all the time with Vince McMahon back in control, at
Yeah,
least in my mind.
and during this time too, what's really bad is that he kept moving the goalposts, like installing people from his personal arsenal and making deals with people just like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, this stuff just reeks, man. It's not cool.
Getting
And,
rid of multiple people on the board, coming back saying he's only going to do one thing, not going to have anything to do with
mhm,
creative. Oh, maybe just a little bit of creative
mhm.
now to almost completely control of creative again.
Yeah, it's almost like this weekend Triple H was given his last hurrah with night one. And Vince goes, "Go ahead. The night one's yours, but night two is mine.
It's mine.
And from here on out, it's mine too." I appreciate the input, though. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah. Well, I do want some cool. You notice how Paul Levesque is wearing chakra bracelets now?
Hmm.
Those are kind of cool.
Yeah.
I want to be that old dad who has like chakra bracelets.
Yeah. Better than jorts.
Definitely better than George. Well, I think that about does it here for us today, Jose.
Yeah. Can't
All
wait
right.
for next Friday.
Let's get out of here. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens Friday going forward on SmackDown.
Oh, good news is Tony Khan has a huge announcement this Dynamite. Can't wait to hear what that is.
Yay. Cool. He's going to announce, you know what he's going to announce? He's going to announce they're going to London. That's what he's about to announce.
Or I would love to see someone from New Zealand showing up.
Who? Xavier Jr.? No.
A Switchblade?
Switchblade? I mean, could be. I think it's going to be. And that's, okay, hold on. That's another, we didn't even touch on that. Hold on real quick before we get out of here. We didn't even touch on, like, what about all those people that wanted their AEW releases to go back to WWE? The Andrade, the Miro, the whoever else there was, you know, that all wanted to go back to WWE. Now, what do they do? You know, they just go back to AEW, just say, "Hey, oh, sorry, I just
Maybe they can, get in contact with Dixie Carter and get something going.
Well, maybe Negative 10 will show up at Impact next time. He's everywhere now.
Oh, I got beef with him right now. Oh.
He gave Solo Sikoa that belt.
Oh,
he said,
if
Solo
you turn
said,
on Cody, oh no.
Negative 1 said, I acknowledge the tribal chief. I'm kidding. All right, on that note, let's get out of here. For City Wrestling Radio, I'm Korey Smith.
I'm Ocegueda.
And we will see you next week. Take care, have a great one, and see ya.